Hi skiers, I'm Jeff from skiessentials.com. Welcome to the first video in what could be a new series of videos, depending on what you guys think of it at least, and that is a collection of what we're going to call bargain basement finds here at Ski Essentials. So kind of to give you a sense of what we're getting at with this, as you know, if you watch most of our YouTube content, we spend a lot of time talking about whatever the next, like the newest, latest skis are, the newest, latest equipment. We're often looking at skis that are going to come out next year and kind of talking about things that are coming down the pipeline. But another big part of our company is actually finding skis that we can offer for really good prices. It's something that we put a lot of time and energy into as a company in general. It's something that we've been doing pretty much our entire existence. And these aren't necessarily just like skis that are left over. These are things that we specifically go out and find, skis that we trust. And we find these skis and we really enjoy finding skis that we can offer to you at a really good price. So some of you may already know that about us. Hopefully you do already know that about us, that you can get skis for really good deals on our site. Of course, you can also get the latest 2021 skis for full MSRP or full MAP price, I should say. But you'll always be able to find a ski at a good price, a good discounted price on Ski Essentials. Before I get into it, you can also add a binding to all these skis. We call them our killer deals, but it's basically a combination, a ski and binding combination, and you're typically getting, say like $50 to $70 off the cost of the binding. So kind of that's the way that we structure it, is the price of the ski stays the same and you get a pretty heavy discount off of binding. So I'll throw out some prices on these as I run through them. But keep in mind that you can also, say add about $150 to that price and you can get like an Attack 13 or a Griffin or an equivalent binding for just a little bit more. So that's the gist of this new series. I'm basically just going to take a couple minutes for each ski, run through them, kind of talk about things that we like about them, certain skiers that might enjoy them, stuff like that. And you guys definitely leave a comment. Definitely let us know what you think. If you want to see more of these, we'll certainly do more of them. If you're sitting there thinking like, hey, I know how to use the internet, I can find all this stuff on my own, that's really good feedback too. So if we're wasting your time, let us know. Hopefully we're not. Maybe you're aware of some of these skis and the discounted price, but maybe you're not aware of all of them. So that's the intention of these videos, is to kind of highlight a few skis that we have seeked out and are offering at a pretty heavily discounted price in most situations. So let's just get right into it. First is the Nordica Enforcer 100. Really barely need to say anything about this ski. It's worked its way into iconic ski status. Pretty much was the most popular men's ski on the market for the past like 5, 6 years. It might not have been number one, but it was right up there each and every year for the past 5 years or so, since it was reintroduced as this new version. Extremely versatile. We've talked about this ski a lot. Not a super soft flex pattern, but not like jarringly stiff either. There's 2 sheets of metal in it, but you get a nice amount of tip rocker. So an extremely versatile ski that's still very powerful. Now, Nordica has made some changes to the Enforcer 100 going into 2021. We've talked about those changes. They're really cool. They definitely kind of added some elements to the ski, and sure, they made it a little better, but this ski is still really, really, really good. It's not like things change so drastically in 12 months that it would make a ski like that no longer viable or no longer relevant when we're talking about all-mountain performance. Still an extremely relevant ski, and we've got it right now at $429. So that's a pretty significant discount over full price. And yeah, just fantastic ski. Next one is the Elan Ripstick 96 Black Edition. These skis kind of earned a little bit of a cult following over the past few seasons. We didn't have a ton of them over the past few years, but we actually brought in quite a lot. We're pretty psyched about it. I should actually, let me go back a second. We also have the Enforcer 93. So if you're liking the idea of the Enforcer, but you want to go a little bit narrower, there is an Enforcer 93 at a pretty darn similar price. I think it's $20 less or something like that. But back to the Ripstick Black Edition. Yeah, kind of gained a cult following. We didn't have too many of them, but we've got a good amount now. And these skis are really, really cool. If you've watched our 2021 Ripstick 96 non-Black Edition review, we talked a lot about how they basically took the existing technology in these skis and kind of tweaked it and applied it to the new Ripsticks. So a lot of the technology that you're getting in those new Ripstick models already existed in these skis in a certain sense of the idea. Not exactly the same application, but pretty darn similar. Essentially, these have more carbon fiber in them than the non-Black Edition Ripstick from last year. So a little stiffer, a little bit more torsional stiffness, better edge grip. These things are still exceptionally lightweight. Really good choice as a touring ski. Easily probably the best choice of a touring ski among this grouping. Really, really maneuverable, really playful in tight terrain, really good tree ski here in Vermont. And yeah, just a heck of a lot of fun. And yeah, I think the idea or the fact that you can use them as a touring ski is pretty darn valuable, especially right now because a lot of people are putting together touring setups. So that's the Ripstick 96. Similarly to that Enforcer, we also have the 106 Black Edition. I think this ski is so cool. I've recommended this ski to a ton of people looking for lightweight freeride skis recently. Really, really good. And I expect you guys share my opinion, but I think those skis look really good. I love the blacked out graphic, and I think they in general earn some pretty high praise in terms of their graphic. Next up, I'm gonna say, and price on the Ripstick 96 Black is $559.99 right now. Next up is the ROSSIGNOL Experience 94 Ti. I'm gonna say that this is kind of the sleeper among this grouping of 6 skis, and also the best deal. This one's coming in at $379, which is pretty darn inexpensive for a ski like this. We did a full review of this back when they introduced it. This was originally the 2019 ski that carried over to 2020. The technology in this ski and the design all carries over to 2021, but they've made it a 92, and I believe the core profile is a little thinner in that 92. So this 94 is a pretty darn powerful ski. It uses ROSSIGNOL's line control technology, which results in a darn stiff ski. Like I said, thicker core profile, so it's pretty darn stiff underfoot. Got ROSSIGNOL's air tip. It's got a very versatile shape. There's not like a huge amount of rocker in it, but still enough rocker in it that you can take it into softer snow conditions, off-piste terrain, ungroomed terrain, stuff like that. Pretty stiff tail. There is a little bit of rise in the tail, but it's pretty stiff. So it's going to hold an edge really, really well. And aggressive, advanced expert skiers that are looking for powerful all-mountain skis, for some reason this ski, it felt like it was getting overlooked by some people that fall into that category or that description of skier. And I can honestly say that it absolutely should not be overlooked. In fact, this ski will surpass some other skis in its category in terms of just stiffness and power. So really fun ski from ROSSIGNOL. I enjoy that ski a lot. I like the 92 as well, but like I said, very, very similar technology between the two. And yeah, $379 is just a crazy price for that ski. Next up is the Kestrel MX89. This is the most expensive ski on this wall right now, which isn't surprising considering it started as the most expensive. I believe this ski was $1,299 to start, and now we have it at $789. I understand that $789 sounds like a lot for a bargain basement video, but Kestrel skis, they fetch a premium price because they use high quality materials, high quality craftsmanship, an insane attention to detail, and the skis turn out to be very, very, very good. So this ski has a wood core, 2 sheets of metal. In fact, the last 3 skis we're going to talk about are all pretty darn similar. But yeah, wood core, 2 sheets of metal, sandwich construction, vertical sidewalls, 100% camber in this ski. So I would put it like right next to the Experience 94 as a extremely powerful ski, probably even more so than that Experience 94. Again, pretty darn stiff flex pattern, and it's got just that classic race-like feel. So if you're looking for, if you're shopping in this width range, you want an all-mountain ski in this width range, but you want to maximize precision and power, I think the MX89 is a really good way to go, and it just feels different skiing a Kestrel. It's a hard thing to put into words. You kind of have to feel it to know what I'm talking about. But that, the $1,300 original price is not just a gimmick. They're not just throwing out a number and they don't have anything to back it up. The performance of the skis and just the general feel of them is really, really good. Next up is the Blizzard Brahma 88. Like the Enforcer, this is kind of an iconic ski, or at least it's reached iconic status in the past few years. Pretty darn similar on paper to the MX89. Obviously this is 88 underfoot, but similar construction in the sense that we get a wood core, 2 sheets of metal. Blizzard does use some carbon fiber in this ski, and you also get a little bit of tip rocker too. A little bit of rise in the tail too, but it's more noticeable in the tip. It's not a lot of rocker, if we were to put it next to a ripstick or even an Enforcer or even an Experience 94, lower splay or less splay than those skis, but it's more than the MX89. So if you want a similar performing ski as that MX89, but maybe a touch more forgiving, a touch more versatile for moguls and terrain like that, the Brahma 88 is great. We've got the Brahma 88 right now. I had to check my notes because I couldn't remember off the top of my head. $454, which is, again, a pretty darn good price for that ski. I don't expect the Brahma to be around too long. I think we have fairly limited quantity in that ski. And that's a ski that, and the MX88, or I should go back here. The MX88 or the MX89 changed for 2021. They put a little bit of tip rocker in the ski. So different animals, sort of, very, very similar. But if you're like a purist camber guy, you might even want to get a couple pairs of those, because who knows if they'll ever come out with a full cambered MX89 again, or MX88 now. Brahma's been updated too for the 2021 ski season. We didn't do a full review yet, but we did a full review of the new Bonafide, so check that out if you're interested. They changed the wood core. They added an extra length basically, but that Brahma 88 is still just a phenomenal ski. And we have some Bonafides too. I think even less Bonafides than Brahmas. But if you like that story, but you want a little bit wider ski, you can find the Bonafide at a pretty discounted price as well. And then we'll finish up here with the Völkl Kendo 88, another ski that's iconic. Its name is very, very well known, very similar to the MX89 and the Brahma in overall description. It's 88 underfoot. It's got a full sheet of metal along the base, and then they have Titanal frame along the top of the ski. I think the best way to differentiate the Kendo from those two skis, or the Brahma, not the Bonafide that's on top of it now, is this will achieve a longer turn radius. Go back and watch the full review of this if you want to get all the nitty-gritty details, but Völkl uses a 3D radius in this ski, so really long turn radius in the tips and tails. So if you're the type of skier that likes to kind of let your skis run and make big arcing turns, chances are you'll really like the Kendo 88. And I do think Völkl does a good job building versatility into this ski too. A little bit of tip and tail rocker, not like drastic early taper or anything like that, but a little bit of forgiveness in the shape. And then you get a slightly more natural flex underfoot because that top sheet of metal doesn't connect underfoot. So you can get the ski to flex a little bit more right here if you want to shorten up the turn radius. So that's the Kendo 88. Similarly to some other skis that we've talked about, we've also got a pretty good price on the M5 Mantra right now. If I'm remembering correctly, we have fewer M5 Mantras than any other ski I've talked about thus far. So those probably won't last long, but both of those skis stayed the same for 2021. So new graphics, but construction and shape is all the same. So that's it. Those are 6 men's all-mountain skis at a pretty heavily discounted price. I think they're all really good deals. I wouldn't stand here and tell you that I think they're really good deals if I didn't think they were. One of my favorite things to do in the ski industry and in my role for Ski Essentials is every once in a while I'll get in touch, or a customer will find me one-on-one and we'll be communicating back and forth, and I love seeking out good deals and being able to recommend a extremely high quality product at a discounted price, and that's the idea behind this. So hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you find some of these skis valuable. Maybe you know a friend or something that doesn't want to drop a bunch of money on a brand new 2021 ski but still wants a really good ski. I would strongly recommend any of these skis. And yeah, if we're wasting your time and this is information that you don't need or that you can get yourself, let us know. But yeah, hopefully you found it kind of fun and kind of informative too. So we will talk to you guys soon. No Top 5 Fridays tomorrow. If you're a general subscriber to our channel, we'll be back the following week with a Mike Hattrup interview and Top 5 Fridays. So we will talk to you then. Thank you.